So in today's session, we will be discussing Angular components. What is Angular components, and the component decorator will be creating an Angular component using Angular CLI, and we'll see what are the component decorator metadata. Metadata, we know it's an additional information that we assign with the component class. Okay. Then we'll move to data binding. In data binding, we'll cover string interpolation, property binding, event binding, input and output property decorator. So these are binding which binds the fields of my template. Template is your view. View is your HTML, which binds the value of your template with the value in your TypeScript file. Okay, so Angular components and the component decorator. Okay, so component controls a patch of screen called a view. Okay, that view could be that patch could be the whole screen or a part of a screen or a small section on that screen. Okay, so suppose we have some functionality or something like that which we want to display. Okay, so component will control that particular display. We define a component's application logic. Okay, so means suppose we have a component for displaying the product. Okay, so we have a product, so we'll have a template associated with it. So we'll have all the HTML elements written in it along with some Angular logic code, Angular logic, and it's backend. So suppose I want to display the products. Now in the backend, we write the code. Where we'll write that code? In the TS file inside a class associated with that component class. Okay, so there we'll write all the application logic like getting the data from the server. If you want to convert that data into some form, that all would be written inside the class, and whatever data we have received in the class, how that would be displayed on the view, we can do it through binding. So as soon as we get the data from the server, our view would be updated immediately. As whatever you'll make changes in the backend in your business logic, it would be reflected on your view part. This component class interacts with the view through an API of properties and methods. Okay, so we have some properties, we write the properties, we write the methods in our TS code inside our class, and through this we can interact with the view. So whatever is value of that property is there in my TS file, it would be reflected in my view. Okay, so Angular manages the life cycle of that component. It creates, it updates, and it destroys the components as the user moves through the application. Suppose we have different components. One component is displaying shirts, one component is displaying shoes. So if user is opting for shirts, so it will create that component, updated with the data, and it will display. Now when the user clicks on the shoes, so what it will do, it will destroy the previous component that has been created and uploaded into memory. It will destroy that component, and again it will create a new component. It will update the data and display, and we have the display of that component. So Angular manages the life cycle of these components that we create. Okay. So it's written, Angular creates, update, and destroy components as the user moves through the application. So it won't load all the components in one go. Okay, so as soon as your application is up, it won't load all the components. Even it won't upload all the modules. So this is our Angular component. So this is a decorator, and this is the metadata. Selector means the element. This whole information inside this curly braces is metadata. So selector, it tells me in HTML you have tags. So if I write whatever I write, suppose I have H1 tag. So whatever I write, it has some meaning. That H1 means highlighted text. So selector means wherever I write this app root element in my HTML, the view of this component would be displayed. The view of this component is app.component.html. So it would be displayed wherever I'll write this app root inside my Angular brackets. And this view has associated CSS where we'll do the CS styling. Template URL means what is my HTML associated with this Angular class. App root is your selector, means wherever you'll write this app root inside my Angular brackets.
Okay.
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 So wherever I write this thing inside my Angular, it would be replaced by this HTML. And this is the styling. So each component will have its own styling file. We can have global styling also. We have a file called style.css that is applicable to all the components. Or if we want some specific styling for this particular component, we can do it in this app component.css.
Okay.
Okay, so then we have export class app component, means this app component is a component class. Export means that we are exporting the functionality, we are exporting this class so that it can be imported by some other component or some other module.
Okay.
And this title is a field. This is a TypeScript variable. It is a property of this class app component. So we have a title, it's a variable, and it has one value app. So we can print the value of this variable on my HTML using data binding. Okay, what are Angular templates? They define a components view with its companion templates. Okay, so this we define the component view. What is this component view? Okay, so this template URL. A template is a form of HTML that tells Angular how to render the component. Okay, how to display the component. Template looks like your regular HTML except for few differences that we'll see. What are those differences? That are the Angular differences. So we basically a template is like your HTML only, but we'll insert Angular code inside those HTML elements. So suppose this is my Angular template. We have a dev class equal to container, nav bar. This is my bootstrap code and something like so. But this router link active options equal to exact. This is my Angular code. This router link active equal to active, router link equal to. So this is my Angular code. So template is basically an HTML file, except for along with some few Angular code. Okay.
Okay.
So this is my router link active options. This is my Angular code. Metadata, we know metadata tells Angular how to process a class. In fact, a component really is just a class. It's not a component until you tell Angular about it. So if we don't write that @ component decorator on top of that class, it won't be considered as a component. It would be considered as simple class. To tell that Angular that add component is a component, attach metadata to the class. In TypeScript, we can attach metadata by using a decorator that we have seen. @ component will attach that decorator to tell Angular that this particular class is a component. Otherwise, Angular will treat it as a normal class. So this is the metadata associated with this component decorator.
Okay. Okay.
Now I have told you that we can define the properties inside that class. Now we have properties defined inside my class in my TypeScript. Now how to display the value of that property in my view? For that we have data binding.
Okay.
So in data binding we have string interpolation. We have done string interpolation in backtick also.
Multi-line.
So yeah, multi-line, and plus we have this dollar and curly braces inside that. Okay. So if we have a string variable and we'll do string interpolation, that string variable would be replaced by the value of that variable. Okay. Interpolation binds the data one way. One way means there is one way we can change the data from my class to the view, but it cannot be done vice versa. Means if there is some change in that variable in the view, it won't be reflected. Okay, so this interpolation binds the data one way, means that suppose there is change in the value of a variable in TypeScript, so it would be reflected on my template. But if there is some change of that variable value in the template, it won't be reflected there in my TypeScript code. It won't be reflected in my class. Okay, interpolation makes
Okay.
use of the double curly braces. Interpolation remains the same as your
Okay.
JavaScript interpolation, but only the syntax changes. Okay, so there we use dollar and curly
Okay.
braces. Here we use double curly braces. So let's see how we can change a value, how we can do string interpolation. So this is the basic application that we have created using Angular CLI. So it has my
Yes, yes.
index.html and all files. This app component, this is the template for this particular component. Okay, so we are telling this app component is my this HTML is the template of this component, and this is the CSS. Now this is the selector. Now where are we using this selector? Index.html, I told you the first index. Whatever HTML part is there, app root. See, this app root is my selector. So whatever HTML is, whatever is there in my HTML, it would be replaced over here. Yes, it would be wherever I'll write this thing, the HTML associated with this selector, it would be replaced over here. It would be placed over here.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have this component class. It has one field, one property, title, Angular example. Now, how we can do a string interpolation means how we can pass the value of this variable from TS to my HTML file. So we'll write it inside my double curly braces. So I'll just remove the extra code which we have, this Angular CLI creates. And just remove all the styling. See here, this is what? String interpolation. So whatever is the value of this title variable, it would be displayed on my page. Okay, so I'll just remove the extra part. I'll just remove all the code. This title here, here we have defined this title.
Okay.
So whatever change I'll make it over here, whatever change I make over here, it would be reflected over here. So if I run this application, so what will be displayed? It will be displayed. It will be displayed like this: Angular 11 example. This title would be replaced by Angular 11 example. App is running. So this would be displayed on my screen. I'll just save it and I'll start the server, ng serve. Okay. Localhost. ठीक है, देखो Angular 11 example app is running. So this binding, as I told you, I'll just share my screen. As I told you, whatever is written in my whatever value I'll write, it would be this value would be interpolated and it would be displayed over in my HTML. So if I make any changes over here,
okay, reflect automatically.
Yeah, it would be reflected automatically. So I'll just write first Angular 11 example. So whatever the value of this variable, it would be reflected over here. Okay, so I'll just save it. And this has a server. This is running in the background. So as soon as you save the changes, it would again recompile it and it will refresh my page. Okay.
Okay.
So first spelling is wrong. So first Angular app example app is running. Okay. So this is string interpolation. This is one way from TypeScript I can pass the value over here. If this is not two-way binding, it is one-way binding. So this is my string interpolation.
Okay.
Then we have interpolation binds the data one way. Interpolation makes use of this double curly braces. Then we have property binding. Okay. Suppose we know some properties. Just say we create a button, so it has one property disabled. Property means additional attributes. We have suppose we have an image tag, so it has some attributes like src, source source of that
Alt,
image. Alt, what is the alternate text if the image is not displayed, and button we have this disabled attribute. So we
Yes,
can
yes.
also bind this thing with my class, with my TS code. Okay? It is again also a one-way mechanism that lets you set the property of a view element. Whatever my view element is there, I can set the value of that property using my TypeScript code. It involves updating the value of a property in the component and binding it to an element in the view. So whatever be the value of that property, I'll update the value of that property in my component and it would be reflected in my view template. Okay. Okay. This property binding uses this square bracket syntax. Okay. String interpolation is just basically if you want to display a string value on the screen. So we have string interpolation. Property binding means that we want to create the proper attribute of an element in HTML. Suppose, as I told you, we have a disabled property, we have a disabled attribute. Suppose I want to change the source of my image. On button click, I want to change some image. So how we change the image? We change the source of that image. So we can bind that source property in my view with my Angular code, with my TypeScript code. So how do we write this thing? Suppose I have a button. Now button has one property disabled, whether we want to enable this button.
True.
So generally we write it like this. Without Angular code, we write it like this. So what will happen? It will create one button, one disabled button. Now I want this button to be enabled or disabled based on some condition. Okay. So now I have created one input box. Now how I can change the value of this disabled button. This is a simple, in HTML we just write disabled, it would be disabled. If I remove this, this button would be enabled. Now if I want to change this control, I want this button to be displayed disabled on some condition and enabled on some condition. So what we can do property binding. In property binding, we write like this. This property would be written inside my square bracket and it would have some value. Flag is a variable. You can say flag is a variable. Now, if this generally disabled property takes Boolean value true or false. If the flag is true, disabled equal to true means it would be disabled. And if the flag value is false, means button disabled equal to false means that this button would not be disabled. Now, how we can change this value? We can change this value. This is my property binding. We can change this value in my TS file. So I'll create one variable flag. So type Boolean. So if I make it true, so it would be disabled. It is disabled. Now if I make it as false, disabled equal to false means this button would be enabled. Okay. So I can control this thing, this property binding, I can control through my TS code. Suppose I want to have this button to be enabled on some conditions. If this is true, then the button should be enabled. Suppose we use it there. Suppose we are creating, we have a login form. If you haven't entered the correct information, that button remains disabled. That login button remains disabled. As soon as you have entered the correct information, that button becomes enabled. That login button becomes enabled. So in that case, we can check the value if you have entered the correct value or not in the correct format. If you have not left that field blank, so that the login button would remain disabled. So this here we are writing. Property. This is property binding. Disabled is property. We have a disabled attribute in button. Okay. So this property, this variable is specified over here. So I'll write flag equal to true means now this is my disabled. Okay. So So I can change the value over here based on some conditions. I can change the value of here and the button would be disabled and enabled. I can make some condition whether the form you have filled out is correct or not. There is no error. Then the button should be enabled, means disabled equal to false. If there is any error in filling out your form, then the this flag should be true, means disabled equal to true. Okay. Okay, one way is like this, or we can write it true and false over here. Disabled equal to true means it will, then it won't check the value of this flag property. Then we have event binding. Event binding is used when we want some information to flow from the view to the component. When an event is triggered, event binding kya hota hai? Button click. So event binding occurs when we want some information to flow from my view to the component when some event is triggered. When an event is triggered, suppose mouse click is an event, input box value is changed, mouse move is an event. So we have different events which can be triggered, and it can pass some information to my component class.
Okay.
The view sends the data from an event like the click of a button to be used to update the component. So property binding and interpolation is from component to view. Event binding is from view to component. Okay, it is the exact opposite of property binding, where the data goes from the component to the view. Okay, so here data goes from view to the component. So how do we write event binding? We write event binding inside my this parenthesis. So we have this function click, means when this button is clicked. In string interpolation and property binding, we have the data from my component to my view. Here it is the data flows from view to the component. In string interpolation and property binding, this is my property binding. Whatever changes I'm making in this my component class, it would be reflected in my HTML. But in event binding, whatever I am doing on my view, it would be reflected in my this app component class. Okay, so now I want to call some function on my click. Okay, I want to pass this event information also. Okay, so this click we write it inside my parenthesis. Property binding is inside the square bracket. Interpolation is inside my curly braces, double curly braces. So what I'll do is on click, when I'll click on this button, this function would be called. And where I have defined this function would be defined in my TS file. So I'll define this function. Now here I want to display some alert. I want to button click. So what will happen? Okay, if I want to see what event has been triggered, so I'll write. Now what will happen when I'll save this file, when I'll run it? So whenever I'll click on the button, this method would be called and this alert would be displayed. So let me see if I have flag or not. Flag, I'll make it false. Okay.
Okay.
Disabled equal to false. Otherwise, I won't be able to click the button. Okay. Button clicked. Okay. Now from view, whatever I am doing on my view, it is passed to my template
component,
to my this component. Okay. Now we have this property binding, event binding, string interpolation.
Yes.
एक होती है हमारी two-way data binding. So how do we do this two-way data binding? We do it through ng model. Suppose मेरे पास ये है. Suppose I have this input type. I want whatever value I am writing, I should send the data from my input box to my TypeScript code. And whatever changes I'm making in my TypeScript, it should be displayed over here. So we have a ng model. We have one field called ng model that is for my two-way data binding. Okay. It would be both way, from view to my component and from component to my view. So let's see how we can write this. So for that we have a ng model. So how do we write ng model? It's written like this. This is my banana wrapping. It's called as banana wrapping. I don't know. It's like banana wrapping. Okay.
Okay.
So I have one field ng model equal to any variable name. Okay. So I'll have course. This is a variable. Okay. Okay. Now I want this message to be, I want this value to be passed to my component. Okay. So how would we do it? This thing? So suppose I want to, I want this value to be available over here. So how would I do it? I'll create one field course which will contain the value. Okay. So whatever value I'll insert, it will come into this course variable, and this course variable is available over here. So if I want to see, I want to have this alert, I'll write course selected. So I can have this backtick also. Okay, so I can have it like this. Okay, I'll write this. Why this?
Class name.
Yes, it's an instance variable. So what I'm doing, course selected, this dot course. Why we have written this? Because it is referring to this particular variable.
Class.
On which object? This refers to the current object.
Okay.
So it will refer to the course property of the current object on which I have invoked this method.
Method. Okay.
So whatever value I'll write, it would be displayed over here. Now this ng model won't work like this because ng model.
Include करना पड़ेगा.
Yes, we have to import this ng model. It won't work. We have to import this ng model. So एक ये क्या है? ng module is ng model is a different module. So we have to import that thing. Okay, ये ना forms module का होता है. ये जो ng model है, this ng model. This ng model is part of your ng forms module के अंदर है.
So you have to learn this. You have to learn this.
हाँ, ये जब यूज करते हैं तो आपको आ जाता है. So this ng model is inside my forms module. So first we have to import that forms module. So how would I import? I'll import it like this. Import it from Angular Forms. Now since I'm importing this form module, so I have to write this thing inside my imports also. So what we are doing, we are writing course selected this dot course. So whatever the value of this course is there in this field, it would be reflected over here. Okay. So I'll just run it. Okay. So whatever I'm entering in my input box, it would be displayed over here. So if I write course Angular. Okay, so if I click on it, course selected Angular. So whatever value I'm entering in my text box, it is visible in my TS file. Okay.
TS file, yes.
It is visible inside my TS file. So I can have this click button disabled, enabled based on the value which we have entered. We can have it like this. Then we have input and output decorator. Input and output decorators, they come when we have, suppose as I told you that app component is my parent component and all other components are my child component. Suppose I want to pass some, through binding, we have seen how we can pass the data from view and between view and my component. Suppose I want to pass some data from my parent component to the child component or from child component to the parent component. So how we can do? We can do it through input and output decorator. Okay. So this input decorator links a property of a component, which is generally the child component. Suppose I want to send the value from the parent component to the child component. For that, we use this input decorator. And if we want to send some information from my child component to the parent component, we'll use this output decorator. This is, suppose app component is my parent component, and all other components would be the child components. So if I want to pass some message, or we want to pass some information from parent to child or from child to parent, okay, this input is used for, or if you want to pass information from parent to child, and output is used when we want to pass the information from child to parent. So how do we do this? So this is the component to create, this is a command ng, okay. We'll write g generate. We can even write ng g. If we don't want to write generate, we can write just g also.
Okay.
And if you want to write component, I'll write component child component. Okay. So what it will do, it will generate a component called child component. Okay. If I don't want to write generate, I can write G. If I don't want to write component, I can write only C. So I can write it like this also. NGGC child component. Okay. So what it will do, it will create one component. Along with this component, when we'll create this component, it will create 4 files. One TS file, one view file, one spec.ts, that is for your testing purpose, and one CSS file. Okay, so it has created one child component. Then one folder would be created, child component, and it will have 4 files. TS file, associated HTML file, CSS file, and this spec.ts file. Okay, now we'll see this code. It is again a component. Okay, child component component. The selector is now this. Okay, it has this selector and it has this selector. Okay, so now we'll pass the information from my parent to child. For that we use @input decorator. Okay, so how do we write the code? Input means incoming information from my parent to child. Okay, so how do we write? Okay, so we'll write here in my on in it. So we have ng on in it. If you don't want to use this, we can remove this also. Suppose you want some code, some functionality to be available when the page loads. Suppose data chahiye. So you want that data to where? I'll write that code to get data from the server in my ng on init method. So whenever that component is loaded, it will call the server. Server will get the data and it will be displayed. Okay. Some variable, I want to receive the value in this variable. So I'll write received message. Okay, received message. And it is of type string. Initially the message is blank. Okay, now to use this input decorator, we have to import this thing. Okay, so I'll write input. It is available in my code library. Okay, so component input.
Hello.
Okay, code is okay. So I'll receive the data into this variable from my parent component. Okay. So if I want to display this message, how would I display this message? Simply by interpolation. So any message that we want to have from that we can write it inside my interpolation. So how do we write interpolation? String interpolation. So whatever message my parent is passing, it would be displayed over here. I have to decide where I want to display this child component inside my parent component. So what is the selector of this component? This thing. So wherever I'll write it, this HTML, wherever I use this selector in my Angular brackets, it would be replaced by this particular HTML. So I'll write this HTML over here. I have inserted one child component inside my parent component. And as you see app.module, it would be automatically updated. See. It will
ठीक है
import this class and it will write
Okay.
inside my declarations. Okay,
ठीक
so
है
when I'll run it, child component works.
Okay.
Okay, child component works. From where it is coming? From my
Welcome.
this HTML. Child component
Okay.
works.
Okay. ठीक है
Okay, now I have written received message, but it is not being displayed because I am receiving the message over here, but my parent is not sending any message. My parent is yet to send some message. I have created one
Okay.
variable received message, and this message would be filled by any string written by my parent component, but my parent component is yet to send the message. I haven't written any code over it. I have just written this, the selector only part. Now to how to send the data from my parent component to the child component. So here we'll write, this is again, it would be a property binding. Okay.
Component
So I'll write the variable name which I want to send the data. So this is my received message. So what I'm doing is that I'm writing received message. Okay. And what message I need to send. Okay. So how would I send? I'll write the message. Okay. We have defined the variable received message. Okay. Now the parent will, how the parent will send the data, how the parent will send the message. Okay, so I'll write received message. This is my variable which my child component is using. What value should we fill it over here? I have suppose a variable name. Now this message to send would be defined over here. Message to send, this is a variable which I'm using. This variable, I'm updating this variable received message, and this received message is there in my child component, and it would be interpolated and displayed over here. I'll save all the files. So what message is there? We have this message from parent. So it would be this variable. Okay, so it will come over here. This variable would be replaced by from parent, and this value from parent would come over here to this received message. And this received message we have in this TS using this input. This will receive the value from parent, and using string interpolation, I am displaying that value. Okay. Same way, if we want to send the data from the child to the parent. So in this, we have one event emitter. We have one event emitter. Basically, what we do is that the child has to emit the message and the parent will receive it. Okay, so the child will emit the message and parent will receive it. Okay, I'm telling about the @ output when the child needs to send some information to the parent. So we'll create a new event emitter object. Okay, so now how would I write? I want my parent to receive the message. So we'll write in this my app component.ts received message. Received message means parent is receiving the message from the child. Okay. So in this we have to create an event emitter. So suppose I want to send a message on button click. So I'll create a button in my child class. And now I want to emit. So event would be emitted whenever I'll have this. So I'll write do event binding. Okay. On this event binding, I want to call some function. Send message. Okay. I want to send some message. So event emitter एक object होता है. So it will emit, and it is emitting an event called click. So whenever I'll click on this, it will emit a new event emitter object, and it will be received by the parent. I'll call this function. Now on this send message, I want to send some message. what I need to do, I need to emit it. So I'll write this dot message to emit dot emit. I want to emit this message. So I'll write. Now to use this, I have to import this event emitter. Okay, I have to import this event emitter. So I'll write. Now this message to emit means I want to emit the message. So I'll write. Now I cannot write it like this. Using output, I can emit the event. So I'll write. So now to emit this message, this method belongs to this event emitter class. Okay, so first I have to create an object of type event emitter. Then only I would be able to call the method emit, and it will emit what it will emit. It will emit some message. This message, it would be defined in my child component. I can define it in my here I can define this message, or I can define this message in my TS file. Suppose I want to send the message from my HTML to my from HTML of this child component to the parent component. So how would I write? Now what this hash is doing, this creates a variable. This creates a variable which is associated with this input box. Okay. Okay. So this hash is creating a variable which is associated with this. Now I want to send the message. So I'll write message dot value. So what it will do is the whatever I have written inside my text box, that value would be sent as a message. That value would be emitted as a message to my parent component. So here what we are doing, we are emitting this thing. So it will get this message and we are emitting this thing. Now child is sending the message. Now the parent has to receive it. So what I'll write in this my app.component. First, this TS will receive this variable value, what the child is emitting. Then we'll store it in a variable, in this variable. And then this variable will be interpolated over here in this HTML part. Okay? Okay, now how the parent will receive it? Okay, so parent will receive this is an event. This is an event. I told you that this is an event. So we'll write it inside my parenthesis. Okay. So I want something to happen. Okay. So I want to get the message. Okay. Now we'll update it. So I have a text box, enters text to send message to parent. So whatever I'll write, when I'll click on this button, an event will be fired and it will send the message. It will send the message to the parent, and this message would be displayed over here in this child. Message from child. Hi parent. Okay.
Okay.
So in this, using input and output decorator, we can send the data from child, we can do communication between child and parent components. Thanks friends for watching my video. If you like this video, please press like button and share it with your friends. Please write your feedback and suggestions in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for Kids Solutions. Bye bye, happy learning and be future ready.